Welcome all. Boone here from EWPRO. Getting straight into the weekly outlook, looking at the DXY on the daily. Well, on the weekly, we got that A, B, C. So that's complete. So now we're just looking at this last section here. And we do have a high here. So like I've been saying ever since we had this high, I'm looking for a correction in here. If we get a correction in here, some sort of a correction, well, then we can look for buy. We're basically waiting for a correction. On the H4, we have the 5 up. So we have the 5 up here with an extended wave in the wave 3. So I'm waiting for a larger correction, so we may get something like this. And then another 3 or 5 down before we go. So I'm just waiting for that larger correction in here. So if you're pretty much trading, you're pretty much trading in a correction at this stage because there is no complete correction here. As for trading, there's really not much you can do. You could look for a wave 5 down. We sort of have like 1, 2, 3. You get a wave 4, and you could trade a wave 5 down. Then you'd be looking for a buy, for possibly a correction. But yeah. So at this stage, it's really just scalping. AU, we got the wave 3 up. I'm waiting for this time factor here, this wave 4. We do have a bull hidden here on the daily, so this can go up and break the top from here. On the H4, we got the 5 up, and I was looking for that larger correction, but we have that bull hidden on the daily, like I just mentioned. It's quite tricky at this stage. I mean, it could go either way at this time because this top here isn't broken, so we could get another one down in here before it actually goes. And that bull hidden plays out. If you go down to the H1, you'd be looking for a wave 4, very similar to DXY. I mean, this gave us like 1, 2, 3. You get a wave 4 here, and you trade a wave 5 up. It's going to be very difficult. Like I said, we've already broken the top here. We sort of have like 3 up. So we'd need at least an A, a B. You'd need a C down in here, some sort of a flat, and then a buy set up on the lower time frames to buy for that wave 5. It's really scalping. There's nothing solid at this stage on the higher time frames. GU, we're looking at this flat. We've looked at this flat here for a very long time. So it may be ready to go now. And we get an A, a B, and a C up. This one on the H4 has given us a high here. So again, I'd be waiting for the larger correction. On the H1, we get like 1, 2, 3. You get a wave 4 and a wave 5 up. Then we be looking for that larger correction, and then you could look to buy. Other than that, you could just wait. Well, you could trade a wave 5 up. We had that like 1, 2, 3. You get a wave 4 in here, and then you trade a wave 5 up. So I'd be looking for a C down in here, and then a bullish setup, and then you could trade that wave 5 up. EU on the daily, well, this looks like it's just about complete here now. We've been looking at this flat, very similar to GU, and even on the H4, it's very similar. We'll be waiting for some sort of a wave 4. Well, we have like 1, 2, get a wave 3, wave 4, and then you could look for a wave 5 up. Very similar to GU. NU on the daily, we did have the 3 up here. We already had that A, B, C here. It become very deep And we did have a lower low here, so I'm more bearish on it. But that depends. Like, we need a correction in here. If we get a correction in here, well, then it'd be bearish to go and break the low. Other than that, it's quite tricky because all this was very choppy, so I'd definitely be looking for a buy. All this is very choppy, so looking at that as more of a correction than motive wave down. It's really on the lower time frames here that I'm looking at, and you'd be looking for a wave 4 again, very similar to the others. Like, we got like 1, 2, 3. You get a wave 4 in here, and then you trade a wave 5 up, wait for the larger correction, and then you look for another buy. So if you got one down in here giving you a flat, then a bullish setup on the lower time frames, you could look for a wave 5 up, but then you'd be waiting for this larger correction and then look for another buy at this stage. GY, I'm waiting for this X2 here. Similar size correction as this. I thought I had the arrow on there, but I must have removed it for some reason. But yeah, I was hoping it would go from here, like waiting for a correction in here, and then we get another one down for that A, B, C. Instead, it's gone up and broken these tops. So it never gave us a sell setup. Now I'd be looking at some sort of a flat, a larger flat. If I just adjust some of these. So this is turning motive now in here. It'll be still part of this wave Y on the daily. But we got like 1, 2, we're getting a wave 3 up. So you wait for a wave 4 and then you trade a wave 5 up. And hopefully that is the end of that wave Y, and then we get that X2. So yeah, to trade it now, you could wait for a wave 4, just like all the other pairs pretty much. We got this lot 1, 2, 3. So you wait for a wave 4 and you trade a wave 5 up. Ideally, you get a bull hidden in here, in that wave 4, and then you trade the wave 5 up. UI, well, you can see the arrows that I've got here. I put these up a fair while ago. I am looking for downside, but it's not giving us any sell setups. So I'm really only waiting for a sell setup. We got the 5 up, so that's fine. But yeah, again, we're not getting those sell setups. This is more of a like 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get a wave 5 up in here. So again, I'd be more bullish on it, but you got to be very careful. We've got a lot of bearish divergence here. So you'd want a really nice entry to get in on this. Yeah, I pretty much leave it alone until I get a nice sell set up. UCAD, like I mentioned last week, we broke this top in here. So we had the 5 down, and we got a high here. So again, I'm waiting for a correction. It's mainly on the H4, this one, because we're waiting for that wave 4 in here, and then we can trade that wave 5 up. So we're pretty much just waiting here for a complete correction. I'd be looking at something like an A, a B, and a C. We get a flat in here, and then we get like an A, B, C. May turn into like a W, X, Y, X2, and a Z down, filling in that time factor, and then we could look for a buy. pretty much waiting for that time factor and a complete correction, then look for a buy. The Swissy, well, very similar to CAD. This one we did bounce off that 100 fib. I'll quickly show you that again. We got this A, B, C on the weekly. And we got that running triangle in here on the daily. But now we, like I've just mentioned, we do have a higher high here. It's gone up and broken this top over here. So again, I'd be looking for a bullish setup. But the problem with this one is it's very choppy as well. It's well, we're looking for a sell there. I'll remove that. It's already gone. So, but you can see how choppy this is. Like, it's very choppy. So it looks more corrective than motive. I don't really look at it as motive. So it's, yeah. I mean, for me, ideally, it comes down, breaks the lows, and then we start off fresh and get a nice trade down the bottom to look for buys. It's yeah, it's really, it's very choppy. So there's not much you could do. You could look for a seller, you know. You'd be looking at some sort of a, well, we are getting an impulse up in here, so I'll be looking at this as a possible flat. And then if you got a sell set up, well, you could look for a sell to go and break this low here for like 1, 2, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fifth wave down. Other than that, it's pretty much just scalping. So you could look for a buy on the lower time frames and get this C up in here, and then if you got a sell set up, it's scalping. E.g., we got the 5 up, that leading diagonal that I was looking at. We got this A, B, C here, that flat. The problem with this one was we had this, well, if I go down to the lower time frame, we had this very large correction here. It was very deep to this impulse here, this correction. It's already reached a target, that 100 fib for this A, B, C, but it's still looking very much bullish. So I'd be looking for a buy. It's going to be quite difficult to get in. That's the problem. You know, you'd be getting in, like we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd be looking to buy for a wave 5 up, but it's very choppy in here. Usually when we get, you know, after a correction, we get a nice impulse up and a little correction in here, and it's a nice buy for a wave 5. But as you can see, the price action on this one, it's very choppy. It's you know, it doesn't look motive. So it's going to be difficult to get in, but yeah, I'd be looking for a wave 5 up there. Pretty risky trade at this stage. WTI, we got this nice impulse up in here. So it's pretty much playing out how I was looking at it. You know, we're looking at this like A, this B, and we get a C down in here. It's starting to give us this C down. So, you know, you could look for a sell. Yeah. Again, it's going to be very difficult to get in. You can see I'm looking for a sell here. I'm looking for a 50 fib retrace, or may even go higher, but I'd be looking for some sort of like an A, a B, and we get a C up in here, and then I'd be looking for a sell for that A, B, C, and hopefully it goes and breaks that low, and you know, it gives us this C down in here, down to this 100 fib. So there is plenty of room in it, but then I'd be looking for a buy. So if you can get a sell on this, you'd want a nice sell. Like I would want something like we only have one up at this stage. So we have some sort of an A here, an A, B, C, and then we get a higher high, a C up, and then if we get the sell set up, I'd be waiting for this C up here first, and then, and then look for the C down. So it's not quite ready yet. Yeah. Gold, this one here, well, if I scroll out, give you the full picture. On the daily, we got the 5 up, so that's fine. Now we have a bull hidden, like I've been saying for a long time. We've got this bull hidden here, so I am looking for that top to be broken. Eventually, I'll put these arrows on a while ago. So there's 2 scenarios here. It's either an A, B, C, and then we just get an A, B, C up to that 100 fib and we get more downside, or it just gives us this A, B, C here, and that's it, and it goes from here to break the top. So they're the 2 scenarios. You got to be very careful with this here too now, because we do have a bear hidden here, so you got to be very careful. This can come down and break this low, like I've got this arrow here. It can come down and break that low, especially with that bear hidden there. So it can go either way. The H1, we got the bearish divergence and everything. I'd be more interested in a sell. It hasn't really given us a nice sell setup yet, though. I mean, I'd like to see this low here broken. If it had given us a nice impulse down here, breaking this low and then giving us a correction, well, then the sell's on. But this low hadn't been broken and we're getting a correction in here. So again, it can be very, like this can be an A, a B, and we get a C down in here, a flat. And then you get like a flat here, and we get like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get the 5th wave up. So because we didn't get this lower low here, it makes it quite difficult. It's quite risky, it's risky. Yeah. Silver's very similar. We got this nice A wave up. We're waiting for this wave B. If you've been following me for a while, we've been waiting for this wave B for a long time. But this is very similar to gold. I'm looking for this C up in here, for that A, B, C, and then this A, B, C here. But again, this is looking corrective. It's looking very corrective, but it's not looking. This should be motive. For this A, it should be motive like this wave here. But it's not. It looks very corrective here. This looks like a rising wedge. So I'd be more interested in a sell. Yeah, I mean it's more bearish to me, so I'd be pretty much looking for a sell to go and break this low. Then you'd have to be careful. Once this low here is broken, and it's a very risky trade. Again, it hasn't given us a nice sell setup. For the sell, I would have liked, a nice impulse here, breaking that low, giving us a correction like it's doing here, but down here after it's broken this low, and then look for the sell. That's the safest way, but instead, this hasn't given us a lower low here. It's giving a correction here. So this can just be an A, B, C in here and give you more upside. And it can keep on doing this for a very long time in this correction. So until I get that lower low, a nice correction, I'm pretty much leaving it alone. This is, to me, is more bearish. As you can see here, it's more of a rising wedge. You can see the rising wedge here. So yeah, I'm more interested in a sell, but to sell this is quite risky. I mean, you definitely could go down to the lower time frames and sell this, because this does look very corrective, and we've got 3 up here with bearish divergence. So there would have been an opportunity in here on the lower time frames to get in already for at least an A, B, C. But again, it's scalping on the lower time frames, and I can't really go down to those lower time frames on these videos, or else I'd be here all day. Bitcoin, we got the 5 up, we got an A, B, C in here. This is still looking very corrective here. Like I've been mentioning, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a lower low here finishing off this C wave. So again, it's very risky. You know, I mean, this does look very much like a flat here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 or 5 up in here to finish off the correction, and then it falls over and breaks the low. So you're pretty much trading into a correction at this stage. Yeah. S&P 500. Well, we're looking at, there's a couple of scenarios on this. We're looking at this flat here to finish off this wave 5. It did get up to that second target in the wave 5 on the weekly, that 161.8. But yeah, it's like I've been saying for a long time, this was very choppy here. Like, this was very choppy from the top. You know, get you in and takes you out, get you in, takes you out, get you in, takes you out, get you in, takes you out. You know, it's very choppy. So there was a buy set up in here to buy this. It's already at the 100 fib. So I wouldn't, you know, this can get up to this 161.8 here. It's right at the 100 fib now. There's no divergence, so it still is more bullish. But you know, shorter term, you have to be careful because, you know, I mean, this may be a correction here to go up and break the top, or this was all the correction and this is a higher high and we got an impulse down. So if you get a correction in here, you could look for 3 down. Again, it's more scalping, and it's already hit that 100 fib, like I've said. So you got to be very careful. The trade was down in here. You know, if you look down in here, we got a higher high in here correction. So that was your opportunity to buy. You've missed the trade if you're not already on it. AU200, we got the C up, and now this is looking like it's going to. I was looking for, if we get a correction in here, we could look for one down, another one down, but this has gone straight up. It never gave us a sell setup, so this is more likely some sort of a flat here. So it's more of the larger flat here, and it'll go up and break the top. So now I'd be looking for a correction. You can see there's a big gap there. But, you know, we got like 1, 2, 3. So you wait for the wave 4. Ideally, you get a bull hidden in here, and then you could trade that wave 5 up. UCAD, sorry, the FTSE, very similar. You know, we got a high. I believe this is the start of a correction. But this is going straight up too. So I'd be looking for very similar to AU200. We got 1, 2, 3. Wait for a wave 4, and then trade a wave 5 up. Lastly, the DAX. So this one here can give us another one down in here too. Well, it's more on the lower time frame, but we've been waiting for a wave 4 here. Like, we got like 1, 2, 3. We wait for a wave 4, and we can trade a wave 5 down. It's, you know, I mean, they've all got this big gap here, so it makes it difficult. On the H1, you'd be looking for a buy, like for 5 up, like 1, 2, 3, you get a wave 4 and a wave 5 up. Then you'd have to be careful because I've got that time factor there for that wave 5 down on the H4. So yeah. Okay, well that's it this week. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.